So we are back on our weekly release cycle, like we talked about, and we have iOS 26, watchOS 26, iPadOS 26, visionOS 26, all beta 7s are out. And in this video, I do want to talk quickly about watchOS 26 beta 7. As you guys know, if you follow the channel, beta 6 was pretty good for us. Battery life became more consistent over time. There were certain days randomly where it doesn't show great battery life, but never did we not make it through a single day off a charge on our Ultra 2. However, that is with 90% battery health. We're going to check on that right now and see where we're at now that we are on our home stretch of iOS 26 beta cycles. So let's go back to battery right here, battery health, and yeah, still at 90% max capacity. So again, we are getting pretty decent battery life after all of the betas. Now, jumping right into this, one interesting thing that we did see about this build number is, crazy enough, we have an A build. So the full build number here is 23R5346A. The A is huge. It signifies that Apple believes this is almost ready to go public. Since we work from the back of the alphabet to the front, there's nothing else that comes in front of an A. So, barring any changes or issues that Apple finds in the next couple weeks, this very well could be our final beta. Pretty crazy. It's about a week earlier than expected, but we will talk about that here in 1 second. I do want to talk about one thing that we were having issues with in beta 6, and that is under gestures and that wrist flick. It was very inconsistently working. Double tap, again, has yet to get any new features. That does work. I think it's a great addition. But if I put this on, and let me go ahead and slide that over, let's see if it's working better than what it was prior. So if you just double tap to bring up your stacks, you can see we're having issues with it now still too. There we go. Let's see. Still seems a little intermittent. It could just be the way everything's positioned with the camera. Usually I don't even have this many issues. It's vibrating, which is very weird. All right, let's try this again. Flick. All right, there we go. It looks like it was just how it was positioned. So it does seem to be working a little bit better here. Aside from that, performance-wise, everything was working great. It was flying right along like you would anticipate. I am very excited for next month and the Ultra 3 finally to come about to see if we can stop somewhat of these micro lags with the new chip that they're going to be deploying here, the new SIP chip. So we'll have to see all that. Let's go ahead and just launch the Tesla app. Taking a little bit of time, but nothing crazy by any means. Nothing unacceptable at all. So yeah, I think this is perfectly fine so far. Aside from that, again, 7 betas deep, we're not anticipating any new features, no new watch faces. As you can see here, it's all of just the same ones that we've seen recently, which is not a bad thing, but just, again, tame your expectations if you're anticipating new features here. You can see liquid glass is still very present and does look pretty well. Instead of on iOS, when it highlights something in its regular apps, it turns red. This is more of an orangey yellow tone. But liquid glass is still present, at least in the app as well, and it's working perfectly fine. Animations did look a little smoother from the few times we've actually messed with this since it updated. And the big one from last week is that blood oxygen readings now do work with these betas. So if you were to scroll down and go to blood oxygen in the app, you can see measurements are on. In sleep focus, you can put it on in theater mode. And it says blood oxygen measurements use a bright red light. Sleep focus and theater modes can suppress background measurements to reduce distractions. And then, yeah, we're back with blood oxygen. So if that's something you missed for a little while now due to the lawsuit, it is back and working in these betas. And lastly, I do want to show you, if you are always interested in those release notes here, well, beta 7 doesn't have an update. It's still showing beta 6 release notes here. While it was pretty lengthy and everything it was fixed and resolved or known issues, unfortunately, these have been somewhat delayed recently, and we're going to have to wait another day or so probably until Apple updates this. So keep that in mind. If you were hoping to see the release notes and what was fixed, it is still not available. But that's it for this one, guys. If you've been running these betas for watchOS 26, how do you like it? What do you think? Is it a big enough upgrade to warrant you to want to buy a new Apple Watch or anything of that nature? I'm just one person. I don't think it is yet, especially considering, well, This is all the liquid glass you really see and some notifications on the watch. It just doesn't justify enough of a new purchase for me personally. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.